Three, two, one. All right, dude. We're live. What's up? What's up, Pete? How are
Oh,
you, bro?
man, I'm fantastic,
You're
bro. Thanks
fantastic, dude.
for having me.
I know we've been talking about doing something like this for a while, right? And just doing a podcast and just shooting shit and talking crap. And we're finally doing it. But I just saw you come out with a machete out into the screen, right? Let's see that. Let's see that thing, dude. Dude, you're a beast, man. And I was just reminding you of the first time I saw you handle that machete. I was in your house, and you have a coconut tree back there, and you started chopping up that coconut tree. I mean, not the coconut tree, the coconut, with smooth skills, man. At first, like I told you, I thought you were like showing off. At first, I'm like, this guy's gonna chop off a finger or something like that, and you actually scared the crap out of me there for a minute. But
Yeah.
but dude, you got some skill, man. And how'd you learn that thing? How'd you learn to?
I just watching a bunch of Jamaican guys do it down in Jamaica. It was awesome. Walking down the street one day, a bunch of coconut sellers, and they're like, "Hey man, you want some coconut juice?" I was like, "Yeah, how you do that?" He's like, "It's $1. It's $1." So he pulled out a fresh coconut with his machete. He held it up. Of course, it was a lot better and more efficient than I did. But this dude just chucked it up and popped the top off, and there you go.
You know
It's
what?
great.
I you're pretty efficient yourself, man. I mean, I saw you chopping up those coconuts that day, and you know what? By the time you were finished chopping up, I think there was like three or four other people there, and you chopped up coconuts for Paola and for
Uh,
me, and you just chopped them up real quick, dude. You're pretty efficient, man. Like that was I was impressed, man. I'm still impressed. Like every time I see a coconut, I'm like, now I get the same feeling that you get. We say, you know what? I saw those guys do it, and I think I can do it too. Yeah, I just don't feel as confident. Honestly, I don't feel as confident just
well,
chopping up.
so another thing is too is I grew up with machetes upstate New York, right? So I was walking in the woods always with a machete in my hand. So it's I feel more confident slinging it around next to my fingers. I
You see, the only time I saw machetes being slung around was when my mom used to take me to Colombia. And now
right.
I don't know if you know how they fight in South America when they pull out a machete. All right. But what they start doing, I don't know why. I think they're trying to sharpen up the machete as they're gonna start fighting. But they take the machete and they just start hitting the floor with it, like
I've
going
seen
like this
that.
on.
I,
Have you
I
seen
thought
that?
I've seen that somewhere. I think it was on a movie or something.
It's part in Colombia. Because you know you fly all over the world. But yeah, man. And once I saw it, I said, okay, these guys are crazy. And my machete fight I saw was out there in South America. Nobody actually got anything chopped off. Like it was just kind of more like barking instead of fighting. But they were just going, hitting
Did
the
they
floor
both
with.
have machetes?
They both had machetes, and they were just both sharpening up the machete in the middle of the street. Now, please keep in mind, I'm like 8 or 7 years old, something like that, and I'm seeing these guys just on the floor, dude.
Like watching a real life sword fight.
Yeah, man, it's freaking crazy. But like that, and then like my cousins, they had the machetes as well. Growing up and trying to cut shit down, uh, they would always imitate that movement.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on.
oh,
You
it's
there?
coming on your. It's coming on your computer. There you go. It was coming on your computer. Yeah, man. So, and now every time I grab a machete, I think it got so ingrained in my brain that
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do every time I grab machete is actually do that. I just want to start
Sing
sharpening
it
it
on
up
the ground.
on the floor. Hey, man. So how you been, bro? We haven't spoken in a couple of weeks. I
Yeah, I
know
think
you've been
we haven't-
busy.
yeah, it's been a while. I think since you were at my house last time.
That's right. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I know you were. Now I know you're a jet setter. I'm gonna call you a jet setter for now. You fly all over the freaking world, man. Right? But I know your birthday was recently. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the
Tell me,
third.
man, where you been? How was your birthday? What you been up to, man?
So basically, I spent the last like month and a half traveling and training, right? So I got a new job flying for Wheels Up, which is a charter company, one of the biggest in the country. Actually, it is the biggest in the country.
Shit, congrats,
And
bro.
they're based up in Connecticut. I did some training up in Connecticut, did some training in New Jersey, and then I was in Tampa for a couple of weeks as well. And the Tampa training was aircraft specific training. The rest of it was company training. But it was
Yeah.
really good. It was fantastic. It's a plane that I knew well, so I was able to show off a little bit. It was fantastic showing people what you can do as a pilot and what you're good at as your skill is impressive
So,
sometimes.
so you, when you go in these interviews, it's kind of like showing off a little bit, right? Like, watch this, guys. I can do this. Watch this.
Yeah, because everybody expects you to be certain. That's one certain thing, right? So I was a single pilot operator. I used to fly the airplane single pilot. So they expected me to be some pompous, can't work with a crew type of dude, right?
Uh huh.
And of course, I worked as a crew years ago, and I went in there, and we had great crew coordination. And I'm lucky, I was paired up with this fantastic woman who is a former Air Force pilot and stuff like that. And
He's a
she
badass.
also had a really good crew concept, and the way we worked together in the cockpit was amazing. And a lot of people were impressed by that. So it was nice to just go in there and show a different side to pilots than these people usually see as trainers.
Really?
But yeah, it was cool. We got a lot of great uh, praises from the trainers and from the examiners and stuff like that. So it worked out really good. So now I'm just at home. Came home after that. I've been home a week, and I should be home another couple of weeks before I start actually hitting the line and going out flying.
How long was the training for, or the whole process?
Whole thing was a little over a month. I was gone for like over a month straight.
But you had to be in different cities, right? You couldn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't just.
I was living in hotels, right? So we got per diem, we got stuff to eat,
Yeah.
but I not only do I not want to spend money eating out because you tend to get food that you don't really eat
Eat the
normally,
worst
right?
food, yeah. And
And
you
then
and you kind of eat healthy.
I try to eat healthy.
Yeah.
So um, I would go out to the supermarkets, or I'd go for a run and I'd stop at a supermarket on the way back, and I'd be like the old lady up in New York with the bags walking down the street for like 2 miles to get
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
I'd be getting these bags from the supermarket because I would buy, maybe some cold cuts or fresh stuff and put it in the fridge, yogurt and fruits, and I'd just be making runs to the supermarket every couple of days, and then I'd have breakfast. I'd wake up, I'd have breakfast, I'd have cheap lunch, and I'd have dinner all in my room with little plastic forks. Or I'd improvise. I'd take the little cups of yogurt and I'd turn them into bowls, and I'd put cereal in there or something like that with milk. So you'd have to it was just a month of improvising and eating with plastic forks and spoons, looking at YouTube.
Looking at YouTube. Well, I know that for what it's been. What your I'm gonna call it your transformation, man, because you went from I mean, this will be kind of inspiring for anybody that's listening out there. That you went from a size what waist to a size what waist.
Yeah, I think I was about 38 at one point, 36 to 38, somewhere in
Uh huh.
there.
Yeah. You
And now
went down to like a
I'm
32, 30.
29 to 32, depending on the pant
What?
manufacturer.
Depending on the cut. Holy shit! I remember
29
the.
to 30, actually. 30 is the biggest I can really go.
Yeah, really. Fuck, man, like that's a lot. That's eight. Was that 8 inches? Is that how it's measured? Like when
I
it
don't
comes
know.
down to pen size,
I
like
don't
is it
know.
38 inches around
Yeah,
or?
I think it is. I think it is because you measure your chest and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. I remember. I remember. I think when you were a few months into your transformation, that I was walking my dogs, and I see this dude just running up to me through the street. Like, is that Pete? Nah, that's not Pete.
I
And sure
remember.
enough, it was Pete. And I always get happy to see you, man. Every time I see you. So I gave you a big hug. But what I didn't realize was that you were freaking soaked in sweat, man. And then I had to walk the rest of the mile walk with Pete sweat all over me, man.
Oh, God. I remember that.
You remember
That's
that day, right?
like 5 times. I was running like 5 miles every couple of days on that one. Yeah,
Now,
that lost a lot of weight right there.
Now, being out there and traveling and stuff like that, was it easy for you to get your workouts in? Because I know sometimes
it's hard, and it's hard because you got your peers that you're hanging out with, and they
that's right.
want to go out drinking
And they always
every
want to go out
especially
drinking, right?
pilot, right?
Yeah.
Probably want to get
Especially pilots want us to go out drinking.
but within the time
I know,
limits,
I
right?
know, I know, I know, I
Yeah.
know. Freaking pilots. It was after work,
Yeah,
ready for
for
work.
it.
Let's go get shots, dude. At, at the airport bar.
How do you think they're so cool and collected when they get
That
in the
it's that one. That's the reason
nerves,
why.
their nerves are
Right? I
set up.
gotta fly. I gotta risk my life every time I go up there. Dude, I mean, I still get nervous every time I fly. I mean, for you it's kind of a normal thing now, right? Because I mean, for you it's like second nature.
Yeah, I always prefer to be on the controls, though. I when I have to sit in back of an airliner, I always sit there and be like, because I know pilots. I fly with these guys, right? So
they drink.
I have a nervous
They like to drink.
breakdown on Pega, or is he in a divorce?
Ah, that's right. That's right. I mean, I remember the one time that we went out on that airplane, and
Oh, that's right. The Cessna. I took you up
uh,
in a 172.
that's right. And you pulled up to the tarmac, right? And dude, honestly, it was this plane where my freaking elbows touching the window, and my son's in the back, and you're there, and I'm hearing instructions because we have the headpiece on and everything. And dude, if I tell you, I was shitting my pants, man. Like I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's a little plane. It's not a big, even though the day was beautiful, like it was clear skies, there was no turbulence, there was nothing. But you know what made me feel really relaxed was knowing that your son was there. I said, you know what? His son is in the back. He's going to take extra precaution. He's not going to do anything crazy, because I've seen so many videos of when somebody takes somebody out like on a plane, or even like on a motorcycle or something like that. They always want to kind of
Mm-hmm.
show off a bit, and
Watch
they
this, right?
sorry.
They always say, "Watch this."
Yes, watch this. And I didn't want to be a bitch. So I didn't want to say, hey, dude, don't do anything stupid. Like, don't try to scare me, because I'm already scared as it is. But seeing you take off on the plane and seeing how much control and like it just, the confidence makes you want to be relaxed. Like
Mm.
when you're not, like if you were like a newbie pilot, okay, hold on. What is it again? Which button do I press? Like that would have terrified. Like if you would have done something like that, I would have got, dude, just turn this plane around.
Now I know what to do next time.
But yeah, man, it's like it just, and once we were up there, everything was just so beautiful that I forgot about how scared I was and just looked down and enjoyed the Miami view and stuff. But yeah, man, it was freaking scary. But seeing you just being confident and going up there, and you were talking to the how do you call the person at the tower?
Go.
The traffic controller. And just seeing how confident you are, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be cake. This is gonna be awesome. Just enjoy the freaking ride. And once you were up there, even though I'm scared of heights, like I'm really scared of heights, and going over like the cruise ships and going through Stilt City and stuff like that. Uh, you kind of get a sense of how high you actually are. But then it's so beautiful doing it, that it was just it was pretty cool. It was a cool experience, man. It was a cool experience. But talking about, so I know you got into yoga, right?
Mhm.
Were you have you been doing yoga, or did you get a chance to do yoga while you were out there on your trainings?
Yeah, so again, about on the trainings, I was pretty good. I would wake up early. I'd get up at 5, and I'd go for a run. And especially up north, it was nice and cold. It was like
It's
30
better,
degrees.
right?
So it's fantastic. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. It shocks your system, right? Um, but then I do a little bit of yoga. I haven't really been able to continue practicing yoga quite as much as I want to. Um, because if I have time, I'm usually exercising or something.
Yeah. You know
But
what?
usually a week, my girlfriend and I will meet up Sunday morning in the living room and throw our mats down, clear out the couches, and
Okay.
something on the TV and do some yoga. So at least once a week.
You know what? I just picked up yoga. So I just started doing it. I've been doing it now for a week,
Oh,
and
cool.
I'm not going anywhere just because of, COVID and the Rona out there. Being in close areas is not a good thing right now. But
Mm.
yes, since I have the studio where I teach karate from, I put on the YouTube video. There's this dude that he does yoga for men, right? So of course I wanted to do that one. I felt I tried a girl one, a beginner one that before, like a couple of months back, and she just kind of had us sitting there in an Indian style position. I guess that's what I call it. I don't know if that's politically correct to say anymore. Right, Indian sitting position. Now you got to say crisscross applesauce.
What is it? Crisscross applesauce.
That is the politically correct way of saying it. You cannot say sit down Indian style, right? Because then that's offensive. I don't know, whatever, right? And so we kind of sat there and we kind of went over this way. And even though I have a lot of dexterity through martial arts but there's certain ways that my body still won't bend. Like I have a horrible butterfly stretch, like my knees.
I remember, yeah, you and the butterfly stretch.
So sitting in crisscross applesauce, right? My knee, it's very hard. Like it's hard on my quads, it's hard on my lower back. But so I started doing this one, and I felt like if, it's a guy's kind of yoga thing, I'll probably be able to get better. Dude, it's freaking hard, man. Like yoga's tough.
A lot, and if you're doing it, there's different types of workouts, right? But a lot of it is core, and you be holding these positions, and you could be working at your core really well, and you're going position,
cores and shoulders and freaking like forearms and pushing the floor down, because you're just basically holding the earth against you. You just kind of don't come close to me. And dude, it's tough. Like I didn't realize how tough it was, and I'm actually really enjoying it. And when I started, like afterwards, like I teach my martial arts class, and I've noticed a lot better posture in my karate just from doing it. Yeah, like my posture is just like, I looked at one of my videos when I was teaching. I said, man, my posture looks horrible. And now after doing yoga for like a week and a half, like I've noticed my posture got better and my dexterity got better. So it's working out, man. So I'm really enjoying that, man. Like it's and when I did the yoga, I said, you know what? Pete's doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and freaking do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, I'm glad you started, because it is important. One of the biggest things I noticed was posture as well.
Posture, right? Like I felt like my posture just got better. Like I noticed, as we get older, we kind of start, slouching over a little bit, and if you work like sitting down a lot, you kind of feel like, you kind of your body's naturally gonna fall forward if you're gonna be on a table, or if you're, I don't know if when you fly, are you straight up, or do you kind of?
Man, we're in this like beautiful office chair with leather, and we slouch down. We got one hand on the wheel, one hand on the window, listen to tunes. You get all sorts of lower back issues.
So the yogas, do you feel it's helped you?
Yeah, man. Definitely, and it's not so much that it's changed the posture, because I don't think that takes years, but it's made me mindful of the posture, right? So if I'm throughout the day, I'm more mindful. Where's my chin? Where's my head? So
that makes sense.
Creates a new habit.
That makes sense, because
you hear that Atomic Habits, the book on Atomic Habits? It's a good one.
On the who?
Atomic Habits.
No, I don't know what that is.
You have that book, you like it.
Wait, Atomic Habits, you said?
Yeah, Atomic Habits.
I don't know what that is. Is it a yoga position?
No. Because we're talking about building habits, right? Being mindful.
Okay. Got it.
It was along the same track.
So, but you're right when you say that, because I don't know, then now that you said that, I don't think my posture's gotten better. I think I'm more aware of having bad posture. So you're actually, that actually makes sense. That is actually true. That is actually true. Now you've been across the country. You've been to this city and that city and going. How do you see COVID across all these state lines, man?
Oh man, it's nobody's really wearing masks and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're not taking it serious or what, but a lot of the country is not wearing masks.
Really? So even when you go out like to get a drink, well, you can't wear a mask if you're having a drink, but across cities when you go out jogging and stuff like that, it's not.
Oh yeah, or if you go to businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go into a business Usually if you're at a hotel or a chain, they mandate certain things, right? So you got to wear a mask. But if you're at a more locally run business or something like that, they can choose not to, and a lot of them don't.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's, I mean, dude, I tell you, I've been wearing a mask forever. I mean, remember that time you came over and we kind of did social distancing, and I've been following all the rules and I've been doing all that. And I went to donate blood. I think I told you, I went to donate blood and I got the freaking antibodies.
Oh, you did have them.
Yeah, I had the antibodies. So that means I caught COVID at some point and I didn't even realize it.
Wow, you could have had it in January, February. A lot of people were sick. Like my mom was sick January, February. They gave her a COVID test like a month later after it all came out,
Mm-hmm.
and she was negative. Right? She
Yeah.
just did another test because she went in the hospital. They automatically test her.
Mm-hmm.
She went in the hospital, something totally unrelated, and they found she had the antibody. So she must have had it. The
Back
first test
then.
was negative, and
So
yeah,
she did have the antibodies to your mom.
she had the antibodies just recently. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even know what to think. I have no clue. It's so politicized now. Who knows? What is the rates? What is the death rates? What is the
Well, a lot more cases are going up, but compared to the number of cases, I don't see as many people succumbing to it.
right, right.
Like at first. Like at first, I think it was so new that even hospitals and doctors were trying to scramble and try to figure out what were the best
Well,
uh, treatments.
and I think a lot of it too is everybody was panicking, right? There was such panic caused by the media that they were the hospitals and everybody was overwhelmed, so nobody could take care of the situation.
Yeah, and I'm, I mean, the media is still panicking everybody
Yeah,
because, but that's what the media is supposed to do. Technically, like if you hear it, that we've spoken about this there before, when if there's a hurricane coming to Florida, right, and the hurricane hits, and we only get like 30-mile-per-hour winds, the news media is going to go ahead and find that one down tree, right, and
yeah.
focus the camera on it so they can show disaster or they can show fear because we're going to tune into that shit. Like it's just natural for humans. Oh shit. Like if you see, I mean, if you see somebody get hit by a bus, right? You're not gonna go like, oh, all right, I see that every day. I'm gonna keep walking. Like you don't do that. Like if you see somebody get hit by a bus, and I'm sorry, I went into like the most extreme thing of getting hit by a bus, right? But
Yeah, somebody dies, yeah.
yeah, but you don't just go, hey, okay, I'm gonna keep walking. No, like you stop and you look at it, right? It's just a natural human thing to do. I don't know why. Like we kind of
I totally agree. I totally agree. But I think, with certain situations like that, yeah, for sure, it's weather. But when it comes to changing people's minds and creating an agenda to change a group of people, I think that becomes using dead people or using shock and awe to control a subset of people. I think that's just flat out wrong. And I don't care which side you're on. It's just
absolutely, dude, I agree, but I just think that people will just tune in a lot more,
yeah, it's
and they're going to
marketing.
be able to sell a lot more advertising because a lot more people are tuned in because we want to watch disaster. Like as
Mhm.
humans, if there's a disaster, we're going to be tuned in. Like, but if some, if you see a couple talking and in a beautiful sunset, like that's just boring.
That's true.
Fuck that. I'm gonna keep walking. Oh, look at that. Getting hit by a bus. Let's go. It's what sells. It's the fear sells us as
Well, it's like the Colosseum in Rome, right? It's the animals eating people. It's the gladiators of our time.
yeah. Imagine having a show of somebody just planting seeds and watching them grow into plants. Like,
I
you know,
would like.
I've actually watched videos
I'm
of that too.
we're old.
It probably is, right? Like our minds change, right? After you get a little bit older. Uh, but yeah, man, like if you see that, like, are you gonna be able to sell tickets to somebody planting life and seeing life grow? No, but a freaking boxing match where people are gonna try to beat the brains out of each other, millions of sales,
Yeah.
millions. Like it's just how we think. And talking about boxing, uh, do you, are you into boxing? Do you like the? There's a big fight coming up.
Yeah, I like it, but it's hard for me to get into anything that has to do with TV or anything. I just don't watch TV or listen.
Yeah. Well,
I,
there's
I,
a.
I
You
like
only
to watch.
listen to podcasts, guys. Please don't follow that advice. I want you guys to listen to this podcast because this is
I only listen to one.
to this podcast, right?
Yeah, you.
Very good. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, Mike, we got two old dudes who are going to be fighting pretty soon. Mike Tyson is
Oh, yeah.
coming back from retirement. Right, he's going to be fighting Roy Jones Jr. Do you know who Roy Jones Jr. is? So he was a good boxer back in the days. He was never a heavyweight, and he had a mean leaping left hook. Such a mean hook that actually his left bicep is a lot like dramatically bigger than his right bicep, and that's why he's got such a devastating left hook.
So
And
he can for a lot of distance. You're saying?
yeah, like he just leaps into his hooks, and that's been his signature move, where he just catches people and makes professionals look like amateurs when they
Mm.
fight this dude. Like that's how impressive of a fighter he is. And it's coming up on the 28th of November. So it's this month. It's coming up, and like I want to see the fight, but I don't want to see the fight just because I want to see the fight because I love them both. Like I love Mike Tyson as a boxer, and I love Roy Jones Jr. as a boxer. Like those were like two of my favorite boxers of all time. But I don't want to see these two old dudes in their 50s fighting and running the possibility that one of them gets hurt, because if you get knocked out at 50 something, it's not the same as you getting knocked out in your 20s, man. Like try stubbing your toe at 18 and try stubbing your toe at 40. It takes a lot longer to recover, man. Right? And but I'm looking forward to it, man. That was probably going to be one of my last fight nights here at the crib. So you're welcome to come over, man, and hang out and
Let me
watch
know
the
if
fight.
you read it. I'd love to come by.
Yeah, man. Because I don't know if you know, but pretty soon we're gonna be um, seeing if we can leave South Florida.
Yeah, you had alluded to that last time we talked. How's that going with that plan?
It's going good. I've actually talking about YouTube videos and following YouTube instructions. I've been busy in the house doing a couple of renovations to it and fixing
I
it
saw
up.
pictures.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've done a couple of fuck ups, but like I put I put the tiles up, but I let the mortar dry up too long on top of the tiles, so
Yeah.
it was uh, a lot of elbow grease getting it out. That I spent like putting the tiles up and cutting them was easy, but then I left it there, and then the rain started, so I kind of left it there. I'm like, you know what? I'll come back to it, and then the rain wouldn't stop because we had Hurricane. What is it? Eta, ETA. I called it estimated time of arrival. All right.
Hurricane estimated time of arrival.
that's what it's called, right? ETA, right?
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Actually, when they first mentioned it, I was like, wait a minute, are they
Yeah.
estimating the time of arrival? Like when is it supposed? But that hurricane was kind of drunk. It went west and then it came back east, and now we have a freaking hurricane Category 5 right here in the Gulf, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's heading again to Central America. Like a Category 5 in mid-November. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
Wa-
crazy, man.
Waters are still warm, I guess.
The waters are still warm in the Gulf. I mean, it was a hot summer, though, man. It was a hot summer. And so I left it on, and I spent like freaking like half a day just scrubbing all that mortar off the tiles, just scrubbing, and things wouldn't come off. So then my wife goes and she goes on YouTube and she does, hey, Vinegar. Vinegar will take it right off. Sure enough, we mix vinegar with some water and grab a rag. Dude, if I tell you, it just came right off. That easy.
Really?
Right on top of the towel. Just, but we have this high concentrate vinegar that we bought at one of the um, like Home Depot, and dude, it cleaned it all up. So that worked out well, um, and it looks beautiful. Like it looks
Good.
really nice.
I think you showed me a picture with the stuff still on it.
Yes, that picture. That's the picture I took a day afterwards, but it had all the white on it. Yeah, that was actually stuck. That's why I sent the picture. Fuck it, I'm just gonna send the picture because I'm proud of the work I did. But I did it. I thought it was gonna be easy to take off. No, man. Like once, if you ever put tile, this goes to anybody listening out there. If you ever put tile on, make sure you clean the freaking motor on. And if you leave it on, use vinegar. I mean
Yeah,
that.
that's good.
Listen,
No,
on
I
this
think
podcast, you
vinegar.
can learn some shit too.
Wow.
And what happened?
I'm surprised the vinegar would pull it off, but yeah, it's cool to know.
Vinegar. So vinegar cleans a lot of stuff. Vinegar even kills weeds, man. Like you
Yeah,
can use.
no, I've read all these vinegar things, right? So I have the extra strength vinegar from Home Depot, right? So it says it cleans the pots. You know how many hours I let these pots soak in vinegar and nothing happened?
Really?
Yeah, bro. I think maybe that it's not vinegar, snake oil.
Snake oil.
They told me snake oil at Home Depot.
They sold you snake oil.
But
Actually, I had a tool that I used to take off the old stucco that I had on the wall, and then I let it stay. But then it got all rusty and stuff. Like I had a chippy hammer, and then the actual edge of the chippy hammer got all rusty, and it was kind of hard to kind. You know how the chippy hammer goes in and out, right? So the mechanism that moves it was all rust, and it was kind of hard. Looked it up. It said put it in vinegar.
vinegar,
I
yeah.
I put it in. I left it in there 24 hours, and then I took a metal brush. I cleaned it off. Dude, it looks spanking brand new. All the rust came off. Everything. Like Miracle is amazing, dude. And it can kill your weeds too. Like if you have weeds, instead of using like Roundup, that's gonna end up killing you, and they're giving you like your kids with like 4 ears or something like that. You know, no, vinegar is actually safer, man, for the environment. So I've used it, and I've never used Roundup in my house, but I grow a lot of fruit in my house, as you know, and I never use Roundup or anything like that. I only use vinegar to take all the weeds out and stuff. But it's
I
cool.
don't use it too much either, but I'm on a mission right now. I pulled out the Roundup, and I got a neighbor's tree is growing right on the other side of my fence, but it's a tree that it drops seeds everywhere and it just grows like wildfire. So I've been like putting the thing over the fence and spraying it and killing the tree slowly with my Roundup.
Well,
But yeah, that's about the only time I use it.
you know how it can work. The one of my landscapers told me this. You take a drill and you drill into the plant at the bottom, and then you just
Mm.
infuse it with Roundup.
Oh yeah,
So it gets right into the
can't
into the
get to
heart,
I can't get to it though.
into the. Oh, you can get to that part.
No.
Oh, okay. You don't want
It's
to see
still
it go.
small too. It's like a small tree. I can't drill it.
Okay, it just.
I just keep spraying it, and
But
then it blows back in the wind into my face.
uh, it'll bend over with the pressure. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny, dude, man. Yeah, man. So we've wanted to speak about this for a long time. I mean, we wanted to do this podcast for a long time, and I know I've always invited you, and my Latin self is always procrastinating, right? And we never got it done. But I really enjoy freaking hanging out with you and talking to you, and you're a very cool friend. And I remember the first time I met you. Um, your look was totally different, man. Not only did you have you know a size 38 40 waist, and you went down to a 30 29
Yeah.
waist, but I remember when I first met you, you looked a lot older than what you look now, man. Like, and then one day to another, you came in all clean shaved and handsome and shit, and I was like, dude, that's your look. Like that's the look you got to pull off. Like before you look, you look, you kind of, you look like a pilot. Like you really did look like a pilot. And I don't know if that was the look you were trying to go for.
Well, that's when I had the handlebar mustache.
The handlebar mustache. And I don't know if you'll be up to me showing a picture of
You pull
of
that up.
you would you mind me showing a picture of when you had the handlebar mustache? So
Not
we
at
can,
all, bro.
huh? No, not at
No,
all. All right.
yeah, go.
So we're gonna pull up just so you guys can see that serve it as motivation, right? And you also had a few more pounds on you as well, and like you completely changed your life around. And I just want to tell you, I'm fucking proud of you, bro. Like,
Thanks, man. You were
look,
part
this.
of it, though.
Well,
You and
thank
your dojo and everything that you do, our friendship, our working out together. You were part of it, man.
Thank you, bro. And I'm glad I could be a part of it. And I'm proud of the work and how far you've come along, and changing careers on your part, and finding something better that you're gonna love, and still being a cool ass fucking dude, man. I'm proud of you, dude, and all the work you're doing. But I'm gonna pull up this picture real quick so you guys can see how he looked. Sorry, dude, don't kill me afterwards. All right, here we go on 3, 2, 1, and this is
You had to get that picture.
out of all the pictures, right? I had to pull up this picture.
That's
Like,
fine.
dude,
I remember that.
now, uh, the mustache handlebars was pretty cool. And I remember one day uh, we went to a comedy show, and
Yeah.
you were the main attention because of it, right? Because
Yep.
it wasn't anything bad, but you were like the center of attention because not many people had that thing on. But let me tell you, man, you looked a lot older, and it was different. It was different. And after I saw you shave off your stash, um, I went, you know what? I should shave off my beard as well. I should try to shave it off and see. Well, my wife and son freaking hated it. I
They
I,
did.
I couldn't pull it off. There's nothing I can do to pull that one off of clean shaven beard. So I just had to let it grow back. I said, fuck it. I already got COVID. Might as well just let. I figured COVID will get stuck in your beard particles, and then when you breathe it in, it goes up your nose and stuff. But you know what? I'm immune to COVID now. I already have the antibodies. Hey, listen, if Trump can say it, I can say it. I'm immune. All right. I'm immune already. That's it. It wasn't that bad. Um, but I don't even know when I had it, to be honest with you.
Virus I ever got. It wasn't that bad.
But everything's fantastic. Everything's
Everything's
fantastic. Everything was great. We're back. We're stronger than ever. And as a matter of fact, I think during the time that I actually didn't have it, I used to go for like a 2 mile run because I wanted to check and see how my lungs were doing. And I
Mhm.
felt like if I got really out of breath, then there was going to be something wrong.
I was doing the same thing.
And have you always felt great? Have you gotten checked for antibodies or anything like that?
I haven't gotten checked. No.
Well, I know at Home Depot, as a matter of fact, today at Home Depot, they're doing they're collecting blood donations. And if you donate blood, before you donate blood, they give you a little antibodies test. It's a little prick of the finger, right? And they'll check you to see if you have the antibodies or not. And actually, now I didn't go to Home Depot to donate blood, but when I went to Home Depot, there was a truck outside, and they said, "Hey, we'll check your antibodies. If you donate blood." All right, perfect. They checked, and sure enough, it looked like I was pregnant. It had 2 lines on the test stick, and they said, "Yeah, you have the antibodies. You're gonna be a great candidate to donate blood." And I donated blood, but yeah, man, it came back positive. Matter of
Wow.
fact, we got a call today telling us that they're back at Home Depot. We want to do. I can't donate blood anymore. I have to wait 60 days. But it's been under 60 days since the last time I donated. But I mean, if you're up to it, if you want to find
I
out,
don't think I don't have that much blood.
what why don't you have that
I
much
got
blood?
low blood pressure. I can't really donate blood.
Oh, okay, really? I didn't know. All right.
I just made that up.
You just made that up.
Yeah, but I do have low blood pressure. I don't think it's good to take my blood out because I really have like problems with blood flow.
Yeah, man. After I donated blood, I felt really weak. Like for 2 days, I was just like lightheaded. I would stand up and everything would just go crazy. But yeah, man, I freaking had the antibodies, and it was right out of the truck. The lady came in, she pricked the finger, and she checked, and sure enough, I had the antibodies. Now, Paola's gonna go ahead today, and she's gonna go ahead and get checked now for the antibodies because she couldn't get checked that day because her hemoglobin was low. So she's good. She's gonna go and check and see if her hemoglobin is good. If it's good, then she'll be able to check and see if she had antibodies. But I figured if I had the antibodies,
She should have it.
and Pollux too.
Yeah.
I mean, we freaking wrestle and we play and we hang out and we drink from each other's cups and we eat and we share. And of course, Pollux sneezes in our face all the freaking time. But you, dude. Oh, sorry, Dad. Like I didn't. Same thing with you. Alec does sometimes. Like they just catch you like out of the blue. Boom. Like dude. Like really. Like you don't. You ain't
To
have
be
to
in the
cough.
middle of nowhere and they'll cover their mouth.
That's right.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, you see, I learned. Yeah, but there was nobody around. Now is the time when you can let it just out. You can just let all that Rona just fly all over the place when nobody's out.
Die in the sunlight.
It does die in the sunlight, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. You think so?
I think it does.
I don't think they know enough about all this stuff. Well, here's the thing about the test too. Do you believe all the tests? Because I heard there's so many false positives and negatives and all that stuff. So what are the tests working? I don't watch TV, so I don't know.
Well, I don't watch TV, but I watch a lot of YouTube. Is that TV? Yeah, it's kind of like TV.
Same thing, I guess.
Same thing. I just stream. I just watch what I want to watch. I don't watch what they tell me to watch. Right?
Right.
In a way, in a certain way, because in YouTube, YouTube tells you, hey, according to everything you've been watching, you're gonna like this.
Yeah.
Look at this fight. Look at this guy getting punched in the face. Here you go.
I know. Why do they keep sending me people dying?
What? Right? I looked up once yoga, and then all of a sudden my whole feed was of like these girls just doing yoga and bikinis and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't want to see that. Like, I just want to see real freaking yoga. But YouTube tries to get the viewership. I think it's the algorithms and stuff.
I was showing my friend how to refinance their mortgage, and now everybody wants to send me mortgages. Can't get away from them.
I know, right? It's like, it sucks. Like, matter of fact, I looked at a theme park, that we're going away in about a week or so, take a vacation finally after like 2 or 3 years. Going to be taking a vacation, and we searched up a park, and now on my Google, on my Facebook, now I just keep getting advertisings from this one park that I looked at. Of course, that's better because if you ever plan to advertise, it's going to help you out as well. If you want to advertise your business, or you want, if somebody looks something up, you want to be the first one that they get when they're not looking for it anymore, but talking about the test and stuff, is this your first time? Is this your first time doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why your phone keeps going on. Don't worry. Next time you'll just put that thing on airplane mode.
I don't know how to keep it from our airplane mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Done. I actually put my phone on airplane mode every night when I go to bed.
That's good.
Yeah, because I don't want to get the Wi-Fi or anything like that going on. Supposedly it helps. I don't know. I just feel like I put it on airplane mode. It won't bother me throughout the whole night. And if I get any telemarketer from India or China, it's not going to call me at
I put it on vibrate, but yeah, those guys are insane.
I know, dude. But talking about the COVID tests and how accurate they are, Elon Musk took 4 tests in one day. 2 came back negative and 2 came back positive on the same day. So is he negative or positive? Does he have to take a third one? I mean, a fifth one?
Right, I know. How do you determine all this?
How do you determine, like, am I really negative or positive? Like, how does that work? I mean, I don't know if he got positive, negative, or he got 2 positives and then 2 negatives. Like, I don't know what how that turned out. All I know is that he took 4 tests in one day.
And what's the reality? Is he positive or negative? Who knows?
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's got to be a tiebreaker now, right? I would assume.
Is that how they do it? But what if that one's all messed up?
Then you got to take another one. And then you just keep going. Just keep pricking your brain constantly.
And all this is being recorded.
And all this is being recorded. Yep.
It's being used to go on the news, depending on how they need it.
Dude, I don't know. I just know that when I went to go get the COVID test after I got the antibodies test, I wanted to check and see if I was positive. I have a horrible gag reflex. So I didn't do the nose one. I did the one in the swab in the mouth, but they have to touch like your tonsils, man. And the guy that's doing the test on me, he's jumping back away from me because I'm gagging, dude. I'm going, like I just,
oh my God.
My gag reflex is horrible. And then right after me, a little kid comes up. They go in there, and all they do is go. I'm like, fuck. Like I felt like such a bitch at that moment. I mean, I was like, I came out and everybody was laughing just because of my gag reflex and all the noise and I was making, and I almost threw up, man. So I haven't done the nose one. Have you gotten a test done yet?
I've gotten swabs before. Yeah, I think.
No, but have you gotten a COVID test?
No, not the COVID test. No.
You haven't done that one yet?
No. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I guess if there's a reason to, if I ever go, if I'm feeling sick or
and it's
something.
mandatory, or if it's mandatory to go into some place or not, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Would it be mandatory?
Well,
Is the flu test mandatory?
The flu test is not mandatory, but here's what I'm thinking. They got vaccines coming out, right? They just got approved. Oh no, not approved. They were one is 92% effective, and another one came out in Madeira or something like that. Just came out today, and they said they're 94% effective. They're not approved by the FDA yet, but if it gets approved, is that going to be a standard for people to get jobs and for people to go to school? Like, oh, have you been vaccinated, sir? Before you come into this restaurant, I need to see your vaccine card that you've been vaccinated.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, there's a lot of office buildings right now. Before you go to work, you have to put in a log on your phone. Your current temperature. Do you feel any symptoms, or have you been exposed to anybody with COVID? You fill this log out on your phone before you actually go to work in the morning, and then obviously they take your temperature as well when you get there. So they're doing that already. So maybe there's something to what you're saying. And is it going to become one of these things where it's just another bullshit thing that people lie about in order to go to work, or in order to get the day done? People are just going to lie about it, and they're going to make up crap, and it's just the way it's going to go.
Because people have to go to work, right? What are you going to do? Like, even if, like, how many people with the flu still go to work because they don't want to get a sick day so they can use that sick day on their vacation? Right? Oh, fuck. If I take this day off, they're going to dock me now. Now, when I do need a sick day, or when I want to go on vacation and use a sick day to get an extra day on that beach, what? We have to wear a mask anyway. You know, just go in there with my mask on, and I shouldn't affect anybody. And let me just lie. And if you're asymptomatic, you don't have a fever, but you have a light cough, you know, like freaking, I don't know. Listen, dude, I have a theory. Now, this is, but I am a big conspiracy theorist, of course. Like, you know, I'm into all that shit, right? But here's my theory. I think China played it well because China has pure control over their people. They know where they go. They can watch them. They can tell them what to do, and they're going to listen no matter what, right? But then China said, you know what? If we release this, we're going to fare off better because we have control. We have control over our people. You know, no matter, we tell them to do something, they better do it. But you know what? Those Americans, the West, they don't listen. They're gonna be told what to do, and there's no tracing them. They don't have enough tabs on them. At least I like to think they don't have enough tabs on us, but they're probably watching this. The
They
CIA.
do. They're just so disorganized. They don't know what to do with the tabs.
All the tabs are open.
They got all the information. They just so stupid they can't do anything with it.
They can't do anything with it. And they figured, you know what? They're not going to listen anyway. So their cases are going to go up. Our cases are going to go up at first. But once we tell them to, hey, stay the fuck home, they're going to stay home. Americans are going to be like, oh, the West. I'm not even talking about Americans, just the Western culture. You know, they're not going to listen, and they're going to protest, and they're going to riot, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they're not going to like it, and they're going to say, no, I can't. And they're going to fare off very bad compared to us. I don't know if that's true. That's just my freaking conspiracy theory.
I don't think it's true, but it's a good theory.
It's just a theory. You know, I have no connections with any government agencies or anything like that. You know, it's not like they're not giving me any insider tips on anything that's going on. You know what China was trying to do. No, I don't know. I just see the control they have over their people in China compared to the control that they have over us here. And here we're like, you know what? Like you, I'm not gonna wear a mask. Or yeah, I'm gonna wear a mask. Or no, I'm not gonna get a vaccine. No, you cannot track me on my phone. I don't have to have an app on my phone. I mean, I have to. I don't have to do shit.
I mean, and another byproduct that you can mention is the fact that look how politicized they got. Look at the control over politics that COVID-19 had.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't think any administration could have done anything better because nobody knew. Like, people want to blame the current administration, but what the fuck can you do? You know, like it's a pandemic that hit the whole world. It's not like it just hit America and we're the ones that had to deal with it. They hit the whole freaking world, man.
Right, and one person doesn't make these decisions to begin with. There's teams of people. There's scientists. There's this or that. I mean, they make decisions.
You know what's the funny thing? If he would have mandated like across the country to wear masks, but of course, that's playing Monday morning football when hindsight is 2020. But if you would have told everybody, hey, you all have to wear a mask, everybody has to go shut down, they would have called him a dictator.
Right.
You can't do that. You
no
can't.
matter what he said, they would have attacked him, right?
They would have attacked him. So he said, you know what? You guys can do whatever you guys want. Your state wants to close down? Close down. Your state doesn't want to close down? You don't have to close down. Do whatever you want. You guys are American. You guys are free to do. I mean, shit. Would you ever have expected Oregon allowing all legal drugs? I mean, all drugs, heroin, cocaine.
I saw something the other day about cocaine being legal now, but straws are outlawed, so it's going to be an issue.
Oh shit!
You can't have plastic straws, right? You can't have plastic straws, and it's going to ruin the environment. So how are they going to snort their cocaine? Right. But is that true? Did they legalize drugs now?
They legalize meth, bro. Like they legalized everything. Not legalized to the point where you can go out there and just open up shop and start selling it. But it's legal to the point that if you're a user and you have a user amount on you, you're fine. Totally cool. Like if you have some, I don't know, like if you have an 8-ball on you of Coke or you have something on you, like, yeah, it's totally fine. Like that's I see Oregon as that gay uncle nobody knew was gay. And all of a sudden he just came out the closet and freaking drag. Like, wait a minute, you? Yeah. Like out of all the people, like really, you came out?
Right.
Like I never expected Oregon.
Right.
Who?
California, you expect them to do that, but
California, but Oregon, like somebody told me they did expect Oregon for that to happen, but I never saw it coming, bro. Like I never saw that kind of like, yeah, meth, yeah, let's legalize it. People can do meth. Yeah, they want to do hair. I saw a video of a subway worker, and she's just slouched over the freaking sub, just knocked out. You know that heroin sleep that they get into, dude. freaking crazy. So
Maybe they're trying to do something like Amsterdam or something like that. Unfortunately, they don't realize that Amsterdam has an incredible rehabilitation
yeah,
or
we don't
health
have that here.
system.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
We don't have that. But
Pete,
there's just gonna be a bunch of dead people in Oregon is what the outcome is going to be.
whole bunch of dead people, people driving. You see, that's the problem when they start
Because they're going to
driving.
lose their job, right? They're going to lose. They're not going to be able to function in society. So now you're just going to have a bunch of drug addicts dying in the street, and nobody's taking care of them.
Like I can understand legalizing as recreational use, weed, because that's fine. But meth, heroin, like that's some crack. Like those are some bad drugs, man. Like that's not like weed. Okay, fuck it. Like you never seen a weed robbing a bank, a weed head robbing a bank, but you've seen a crackhead robbing your house trying to steal stuff to go buy more crack. I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn, and that's how it was. You used to get the VCRs from the crackheads. They would come around. Hey, I have a VCR, have a camcorder. Just oh shit, for how much? $20? Fuck, I know it's bad, but damn, I'm broke too. And I need my VCR. Blockbuster's is opening up down the block.
Somebody stole my VCR a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, right? And I
I need
remember
to do it.
a friend of mine actually got a VCR, or I think it was a TV, being sold to him that had actually been stolen from him.
Oh,
It actually came back around, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Pete, I can talk to you for hours, bro. We got to do this again. One of these
okay.
days. I'm glad you came on the podcast with me, and we spoke shit, and it's been fun. I think it was interesting. I think it was fun, and yeah, man, it's just talking BS and just having two cool dudes just talking and hanging out and catching up on signs. But we definitely got to get together again. Let's make it a date for the Tyson fight, and
Sure.
let's make it awesome, bro. Thanks for coming in. I'm gonna cut it off right now. You're awesome, dude, and I'm proud of you. And keep up the good work and keep raising a good kid, dude.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate you and everything you've done for us as well.
Us, dude.
Us.
Later, brother.
Peace.
Peace.